So we're here at Everton's HQ at the Live building. Obviously this morning we've been talking to Colin, who's the interim chief executive of Everton Football Club, and Tom Higgins from Laing O'Rourke, who was partly at least responsible for the building of the new stadium, Bramley Moore Stadium. So the focus of the conversation today has been obviously the stadium and what that means to Evertonians and the football club, but also what it means to Liverpool and the wider city region in terms of the stadium acting as a catalyst for further regeneration.
I suppose it's really about how people perceive Liverpool, what's happening in Liverpool, and what potential investments and opportunities are going to present themselves in Liverpool in the not too distant future. So, it's important for Liverpool to keep explaining and telling people what assets it has, and hopefully, how it can assist with the regeneration of the Northwest. I mean, we touched on sports-led redevelopment, the fact that it's, Premier League is a global brand. The stadium itself is already £750 million worth of investment, private investment into North Liverpool. Other investment will follow, but it really is about being a catalyst for other elements of regeneration. So we'll be looking for anybody who is interested in sports-led regeneration to come and speak to us, and hopefully we can partnership with them and start looking at redeveloping the whole of the North Shore.
Probably more importantly, the regeneration that could flow from the new Everton Stadium, because historically a precedent's been set by other cities where they've had major sports stadia that's been developed. On the back of that, they'll be able to regenerate huge areas of the city, and which actually made a huge difference to the GVA of the local economy. I've got vast experience of dealing with sports stadia across the UK and the generation associated with it. And what I can tell you from experience is that the regeneration that works, certain words elsewhere, is all to do with sports-led industries. And on the back of that, you have healthcare facilities, you have residential, commercial. Then the equation is very simple. You provide jobs for people. You have people who want to live in the area, you provide accommodation for the people. You provide social infrastructure, so the doctors, the dentists, the retail. So the sports stadia is a catalyst for the whole regeneration. And once it gets going, it's incredible how quickly that can move.
We've already heard from the City Council about potential plans for a North Liverpool new town. Liverpool working with Sefton on what could be a really exciting initiative. £750 million worth of funding potentially available from the government to support that project. And we've also, of course, this morning heard from Tom Higgins, who's been involved in many stadia regenerations over the years, that this one is particularly special and is, in his words, the best stadium that we've got in Europe at this moment in time. As a Manchester United supporter, Tom obviously hopes that that's surpassed in a few years. But for now, I think it's fair to say Everton's Bramley Moore Stadium is the very best. The other thing that we touched on this morning, I think this is important to keep an eye on, is what's going to happen with Goodison Park, because initially there was a legacy project that had been talked about, which is going to be a new school, other community facilities, some residential as well. But now there's a conversation happening about the Everton women's team using Goodison Park and the stadium staying in situ. And I think many of us who have spent an inordinate amount of time at Goodison Park over the past 40, 50 years will be pleased to see the stadium stay in place. Wouldn't it be great if we could have an Everton women's team playing at Goodison Park, playing at the Old Lady, and seeing it go on to perform a function as a football stadium, continue that job it's done so well for over a century now. So yeah, a great conversation this morning. Many thanks to Colin, obviously to Tom, and also to the Liverpool Big Company who have sponsored today's event.